Morgan, what stands out about the challenge for the Ottawa Senators here?
Yeah. A good one for them, a good outing. So, we're going to have our hands full. But as a group, we feel like we're in a good position here after a couple of days of practice that we can come out and play well.
Sheldon talked about some of the advantages and disadvantages of having a long layoff going up against a team that has been playing recently. How do you kind of stem maybe some of the rust that comes from a few days of rest?
Yeah, like you said, I think that there's good things and bad things, but I think, we try to make the most of it with some good practices, get some rest, and, there's no reason that we shouldn't be playing well tonight and, be ready to go when the puck drops.
What do you think of the NBA in-season cup, and do you think an idea like that would be acceptable by NHL players?
If I'm being honest, I don't know a ton about it. I do understand the concept, so I'd have to hear more about the main purpose of it. But I think that the players are always open to new ideas and different ways of growing the game.
One of the things that stands out about the two teams that play in the final, actually play one more total game than their normal regular season.
Yeah, I think. We've talked about that in the past about changing the amount of games in a season.
Right.
I think everybody feels comfortable with where we're at, but ultimately, we want the game to grow. We want our league to grow, and there's always different ideas floating around out there about how to do that. So I guess we'll wait and see. But it's an interesting concept for sure.
What kind of games in this building as a Leaf? Like, is there one or a couple that stand out in your mind in terms of favorite nights?
I've always liked playing here. Obviously Austin's first game being here is one that sticks out, but it's always intense. It's always a good battle, and it kind of brings the best out of both teams, I think. So, like I said, after a stretch of not playing and having some good practices, I expect that we'll be ready to go.
How does it feel to be in Ottawa for the Battle of Ontario? This is something, a rivalry that's going to begin brewing soon.
Yeah, especially for us too. A couple days with practice, no games. It's a good game to start it off with. It's always good games between us and Ottawa, so it'll be fun.
How do you think that's affected you? The fact that you haven't played in like a big chunk of time.
No, it's just a couple of days. We got a good chance to get a couple of practice in, but it's fun to be back playing games for sure.
What have you noticed about Nick Robertson, having skated on the line with him for quite a few weeks now?
Yeah, obviously he's a great player. I think he's been, as soon as he got called up and was put out there with us, he's been great every game, and he just keeps getting better, I feel like.
How about that dynamic with Max up the middle? Like you moved down to kind of help stabilize that line, but it looks like all three of you have kind of helped find a bit of a mix there.
Yeah, I think we've been a pretty good fit together. Max with the puck, we're all pretty fast and quick out there. So it's been a pretty good fit so far.
Have you been able to talk to John at all the last few weeks as he's making this decision on surgery and stuff like that?
I haven't talked much with him about that at all. But something he feels he needs to get done. So I guess it's good for him.
What do you get the sense though? Like, how is he doing right now through this really tough period?
Yeah, he's fine. John is. He's always happy, always got a smile on his face. So if anyone can do it, I think it's him.
I think you'd be more motivated if if there's like a trophy behind it or anything like that early in the year. Like
maybe. I don't really.
It could break up the monotony of
it. Yeah, I don't know. To say that you won an in-season tournament and you got a trophy and then not get the big trophy, I guess it's kind of meaningless. But I don't know.
What have you made? I know we've talked to you about this before, but what have you made of your line and the consistency that you guys have been able to kind of establish with Calle and Max?
Yeah, I think we're just playing our role. I think we're playing to our strengths again, like our speed and our shot and just energy type line. So I think we just got to maintain that, and I think we'll have success going on.
And you've mentioned that this has kind of helped with your confidence and kind of knowing the coach has trust in you.
Yeah.
How have you managed to kind of let that help you elevate your game?
Well, it's helping me a lot. I think just knowing that I'm in the lineup consistently and being in the same line and coming every day, not worrying about which line that I'm on, it's very nice compared to last year, and just gives me momentum and gives me confidence going into each night.
What stands out about the Senators and the way they've played the last little bit here?
Well, I know they had a big win the other night. They're a very skilled team, so we got to manage their skilled players and do our job. I think if we do our job, we'll have success tonight.
How would you describe your rivalry with them?
It's pretty big. I mean, we got pretty similar teams. I mean, they're pretty skilled. We're pretty skilled, and obviously it's another Canadian team, so it's a big rival. I mean, they got loaded up with Giroux, Tarasenko, and a few guys over the years, so they definitely built themselves up, being a really good team. So I think that just in general is a rival in Canada with Toronto.
Was it weird being in Sweden and seeing the Sens there, but not playing them? I mean, just kind of like being around there. There's 4 teams there, but you didn't see them. Now you're actually.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Seeing around Sweden and stuff. It's kind of like a minor hockey tournament. You see the teams walking around, but yeah, it was unusual, but I don't know, it was fun.
How much do you empathize with John Klingberg and what he's going through? Different situation, but you've been through something similar as your season.
I feel bad for him. I know he's been having a lingering hip issue. That's what I've heard. It's tough to hear John go through that, but hopefully I'm sure he's with the right people, and hopefully surgery goes well and he can carry on with his career and do great things.
Describe just how the situation here this year just provides an ease mentally for you, like you talked about, not worried about as much who your line mates are, whether you're in the lineup, like just what that
it's huge. It's huge to play like consistently. Like I think it's the most I've gone a stretch playing in the lineup. Last year was, I was playing top 6 with an out because they want to change it up, and you just kind of just mentally worry about what you could do better. And here, knowing that you're doing good things, you can always improve on, but to be in the lineup consistently, just mentally away from the rink, it just knows that you're getting comfortable. I think with comfortability with your line mates, with the team, just on and off the ice, it just helps your game and helps how you carry yourself. So it's good to see that.
So I heard it was a spirited practice yesterday. How are you guys feeling today heading into the game against Ottawa?
It was just like any other practice. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but in terms of the game itself, we're excited to play. It's a busy stretch here for us. We played 7 games in the last 25 days, and now we're going to go and play 6 in the next 10 days. So it's more of what we're all used to in terms of the NHL. So the guys are excited about it, and good chance to start out on the road here. And want to build on the game we played against Boston the other night.
What do you want to see from Connor Timmins a little bit more moving forward?
Just want to see him continue to get comfortable. I think he's done a good job. To me, in certainly the last game, it looks like things are slowing down for him. It's tough for any guy coming back into the lineup after getting injured in training camp and missing a lot of preseason and just jump right in. It's even harder for a guy that's still trying to solidify himself in the league. So you just want to continue to get better. And like I said, I think that it looked like the game was slowing down for him. When he played against Boston the other night, he was making more plays, handling the forecheck a lot better. So that's what you really want to see from him.
Still noticing a calmer game from Nick Robertson as he goes along here? Or?
Yeah, I think he's getting more comfortable. He's giving you everything that he has. I think he's picking up. I guess it's just more mature game. Like he's not trying to force anything. He's not trying to. You're always trying to make an impact in the game offensively, but not every shift is going to present an opportunity for you to make an impact offensively. So you got to be able to manage the puck and manage the shift, manage the game. I think that's what all young players go through when they're making the transition to pro hockey and certainly to the NHL. Nick seems to have taken a step in that area, and then he still has his quick strike ability to score when those opportunities present themselves. So. We saw that the other night. He makes a play, and gets Domi in. Looking at the last time we played Ottawa, it was him on the other end of it, and him scoring. Yeah, that's the type of quick strike offense that he brings. But there's been more consistency in other areas of his game.
Speaking of the last time you faced Ottawa, it was about a month ago. How do you find they have evolved as a team, in your couple of years in the league? How have they taken a step forward, and how are they more dangerous now?
Well, I think just their young talent has gotten older. they've added pieces along the way, but it's a very deep offensive forward group. And the top 6 for me is as good as anybody. And then their defense is, I know they fought through injuries and things like that, but they have lots of different options there. Sanderson, of course, is a real deal and brings a lot to their group there. So, we always seem to get their best, the best version of them. So I speak and feel very highly of their group and of DJ and the job that he's done with their group. Because we never have any easy nights against them, and you can see the ability and the depth that they have.
Are you going to approach the goaltending moving forward? I guess ensuring that Joseph Woll doesn't get too burnt out in his first season.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, we've just finished a stretch of 7 games in 25 days as a team, so I'm not worried right now about anybody being burnt out, that's for sure. But as I mentioned, with us getting busier, you're going to need 2 goaltenders for sure. And obviously it's unfortunate that Samsonov has been ill the last week or so and has fought that bug and hasn't been able to skate or get much done on practice days. Felt he was making good progress with his time in practices and such while Wall was playing before he was sick. But the last week has been real tough on him, and he's certainly lost time in the net. So it's important we build him back up because we're going to need him. And then in the meantime, having 3 guys on the roster with Jones here, just shows the depth that we have. And like I said, it's I think it's 6 games in the next 10 days. We got 9 and 17 leading up to Christmas here. So we're going to need 2 goaltenders for certain. Maybe 3, and we have the depth, and we like that. But Wall himself is building some really good momentum here, and we really like what we've seen from him.
Will Samsonov be on the bench tonight?
He will not. No, we just decided it was the best thing for him to focus on nothing other than having a really good hard day in the gym and on the ice and get a good hard skate, not to think about or worry about anything else.